What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not even close. My man, Unknown Entity in the chat, said it best. Parlay time, baby. Only 6 games in Major League Baseball, 1 hockey, but no worries. Coach has got us. You're damn right I do. Quick tip of the cap to my beautiful better half. Yesterday, I got stuck in traffic. But what happened? She stepped in, making her Early Edge SportsLine debut. But Micah and AB, thank goodness for them, because I sucked yesterday, and we had some horrible bad beats yesterday as well. The Rangers, are you kidding me? Oh, up 3 in the 9th inning and give up 3 with 2 outs? Bad beat. Cardinals, Cubs, had the 9th run on third base, 1 out, couldn't get him in. Rays lose by 1. Hey, but that's sports betting. But AB coming through for us. How about the record for my boy, him and Johnny B? You asked for college baseball. We give you college baseball. And I'm not a math major, but that is 11-2 so far. And we have several more games today. Let's bring in the stars of the show. And this is an embarrassment of riches for your boy this morning. First and foremost, Alabama. Allie, last night I with a former Alabama Damian Square. Me and him chopping it up last night, and I thought of you. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to hopefully see the Avalanche close out their series against the Oilers tonight. So that'll be pretty great if that happens. So.
Oh, looking forward to a little bit. Also, go follow our girl Allie on social media. She's going to give you a little boost if you choose to play at Caesars. I loved your little promo, Allie. Very well done, my dear. Very well done. Now, he is our baseball genius. We call him the bullpen. You can call him Johnny B, whatever. He's on our team. Good morning, Johnny.
Yeah, good to be here, Coach. We got a lot of day baseball today, not necessarily MLB, though. A lot of college baseball today. Reeling a little bit after that Rangers loss yesterday. The Rays lost a couple days ago, but hey, we'll get it back. The beats will even out eventually, so we'll get them.
We're a team. We're a crew. So when one person falls, somebody else picks them back up. And that person usually is our man who's live from Las Vegas, Zack Attack. Good morning, sir. Oh, I think my man is muted. Uh-oh. Let's unmute him. We got to come up with a new phrase for when we mute ourselves. I don't like the old phrase. Zack, go ahead. Good morning. Oh, we still can't hear him. Can anybody else hear him? Is it just me? All right, Zack, drop out. Try to come back in. We'll work on that audio just a little bit for you. All right, pal? All right, but we got to move on because this is a live show. Tech things happen sometimes. So let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines today. Johnny, you mentioned it already. Not a lot of baseball today in the majors, but we've got a lot in college baseball. Start us off.
Yeah, so we're going to go with a college baseball regionals update today. So Texas, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, and Texas A&M all advanced to the super regionals without a loss. They're probably your favorites right now. They were able to save pitching. They'll go into the super regionals next weekend, play a series. Every other regionals host, the national seeds, is playing a winner-take-all elimination game today to see who advances to regionals, except for Miami, who's lost last night. They're the only national seed who's not playing for Super Regionals berth today. These are all essentially Game 7s to keep the season alive for these teams. So despite the 6-game MLB slate, we have plenty of high-leverage baseball today. All these games begin around noon and they go throughout the entire day. So watch college baseball today. It will be worth it, I promise.
That Miami game, I was on them last night. That was brutal. Giving up a 2-out, 2-run double to lose. Oh, that's
Coach, their closer too is probably the best closer in the nation. He had a 1.17, I believe, going into the game, and easily the best closer in the nation going into that. So that just shows how volatile, closers and baseball can be.
And I got to wrap my head around totals that are at 16 and a half, 17 runs sometimes. Zack, let me hear you. Are you good right now?
Testing. Can you hear me?
Oh, man, that's what it's all about. Hey, when you're live, you're live. That's what happens. All right, so we just had the first storyline from Johnny B. Now, Zack, last night the Warriors took care of business in the second half. The Celtics were awful. We were on pace for the over until about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Celtics couldn't score. However, this storyline is about Golden State. What do you have?
Yeah, the Golden State Warriors are going back east for the first time since March, that late March road trip. They actually lost 4 out of 5 games outright. So that's something to keep in mind, especially with the way this NBA Finals series is set up. Wednesday's game 3, Friday is game 4. So it's the only portion of the NBA final schedule that will have one day off between games. So it's something to keep in mind. And I know Warriors fans are going to be in the chat. Oh, Steph Curry was out. Steph Curry was out. That stretch. But they won games without him. They won the last 5 games of the regular season without him. So I do think that is a little bit of an element for some of those players for the Warriors.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, I'm not touching any more Steph Curry props because that dude, the Celtics can't figure out how to guard him. I'm begging you, guard Steph Curry one time. All right, now, Alabama, you have been digging deep for your storyline this morning. What do you have for us, my dear?
Yep. So Nathan McKinnon, I'm just looking at his playoffs. He's hit his shot on goal prop over 4.5 in 9 of his 13 games so far in the playoffs. And then just looking throughout the whole season, he was hitting that about 50% anyways. And I know they really haven't moved it any higher than 4.5, but it was at 3.5 even. So I mean, I would say he's been a really good 60+% player for those shot on goals. But I do know a lot of the juice, but I have seen this morning a lot of them real low at over 2.5 for certain players, but McKinnon's is 4.5 minus 130, which is pretty low juice for any of his props, especially for a playoff game. And, there's other players out. So I know Jeffrey said something in the chat. A lot of guys out for both teams tonight. So it'll just kind of be interesting to see who steps up. And usually McKinnon's that guy for the Avalanche.
Yeah. And usually if I go to your Twitter page, you're always giving me something, which I love about you. Always working, grinding is Alabama. Now, we got a full board for you today. Even though it's a light day in Major League Baseball, we got you covered top to bottom. But before we get to our board, we're so big now, we've got to pay some bills. So here's a little word from our partners. And we are back. So let's start with our SportsLine plays today. If you're not a SportsLine member, what are you doing? We have grown so big now, but we want all of you. Because even though we're big, we act like we're very small because we love everybody, we include everybody, and we're always lifting each other up. Now, from SportsLine today, Croatia and France. Yes, we've got soccer from the Guru. Both teams to score minus 112, but just a half a unit. Right now, during this weird soccer break, and you've got all these different qualifying games, it's not always what's right in front of you. So be very, very careful. Half unit play on that. Now, a huge card this week at UFC 275. Last week, Andrew Gambas gave out a play that started minus 200, closed north of minus 500. The numbers move. You got to get in when he tells you to get in. And today, walking the streets of New York City. Andrew, what do you have for us?
Good morning, Early Edge crew. Andrew Gambas here, repping my Yankees shirt. They're super hot right now, but I'm not here to talk to you about baseball. I'm here to talk to you because UFC 275 is this weekend. I wanted to get my first play out to you all early. I think the line's going to move, and that's Steve Garcia minus 155. He's taking on Machete, who is plus 500 on the Contender Series. I think this is a huge market overcorrection. I like Garcia to get it done. 4-inch reach advantage, fought the way better competition. He's more well-rounded. I'm surprised we're only getting a minus 155 price tag here, but let's take advantage of it. Let's lock that in now because I think that line's going to move. I'm excited, guys. We have a huge card this weekend. I'm going to be back with more plays later in the week, but couldn't help myself. Had to get you guys one real early, so let's lock in Steve Garcia minus 155. Everyone have a great week.
And that's what my crew does. Going to work throwing in plays because the numbers, especially in MMA, they move and they move quickly. All right, our third and final play from SportsLine. And many of you in the chat today, I don't know if you had bad weekends. I don't know if you're just feeling froggy, but a little negative today. Let's turn that around. And it has nothing to do with the picks, to be honest. So we're going to go to the Greenville Regional, East Carolina, Coastal Carolina, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to go East Carolina. This is from our boy AB, and we just showed you the records for the college baseball regionals this weekend, 11-2. Let's make that 12-2. We'll take East Carolina minus 145. They won their 20th consecutive game in a 4-2 win over Virginia on Saturday night. So they've been red hot. Now, where do I start today with my cappers? Well, I feel like she's really locked in. So let's start with Alabama. What do you have for us today, Allie?
Okay, so today I'm going to take the D-backs plus 105. Madison Bumgarner starting. He could be a little bit better, but he has actually pitched pretty deep into games in his last few starts. But more importantly, the Reds, they're only 2-8 behind Hunter Green in his starts, and he has a 6.59 ERA at home. And the D-backs, they went 5-1 when these teams played last season. So I know I bet on them yesterday, so I'm hoping I'm not going to get burned again. But I think the Diamondbacks get it done today, especially at plus money.
What do we say? Scared money doesn't make money. We go right back to the D-backs. I love them today. So I almost made this pick myself. So I love it. All right, now, Johnny B, there is nobody on planet Earth that knows baseball like you do. There's also nobody on planet Earth that has had more bad beats in the last few days than you. I feel bad for you, honestly. The way some of these games are losing is crazy. But we know this. The sports betting baseball gods, they make things right. And it starts today. Johnny B, you're up.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Coach. But bad beats are part of the game. They'll come back around. We'll get some breaks sooner or later. But, we got to go back to the well here. I like the Red Sox plus 110 against the Angels. The Angels have now lost 11 straight games, and they had to travel back to the West Coast last night. Maybe they do finally break out of their slump, but I'm more than willing to bet against that at plus money. We've faded them 4 straight games now and cashed in every single one. We're going to ride this streak until it ends. The Red Sox just swept the A's in Oakland, and they have one of their better starters in Michael Wacha pitching. The Angels' bullpen is an absolute mess right now. Joe Madden didn't even trust his closer enough to let him attempt to finish the save the other night, and the decision not only cost him the walk-off win, but it also cost him his closer's confidence. So Noah Syndergaard has been absolutely lit up in 2 of his last 3 starts. He did allow just 3 earned runs in 7 innings pitched in Boston earlier this season, but it's advantage to the bats the second time around. I really just don't know how the Angels are favored here, so I like the Red Sox at plus money on the road.
Yeah, what it is, Johnny, is that anytime an East Coast team goes to the West Coast, that's what always happens. I see it all the time. I live 20 minutes from the Angels Stadium. This always happens. Angels are terrible right now. I mean, they are terrible right now. Great play.
I would agree. I would say that they've been terrible pretty much all season. Or they were just overperforming to start. But a lot of my followers wouldn't agree with that.
That's okay. We know Twitter isn't real. There's nothing real on Twitter. All right, now it is my turn. It is my turn, and I hated the fact that yesterday, if you call them bad beats, I lost my 2 plays. It's okay. It's okay. I've been red hot lately. We get right back at it today. I'm not scared. So I only got 1 play today, and I'm going to go to my old hometown, Kansas City. Kansas City, here we come. Blue Jays, Royals, over 9.5. Now, I looked it up. How about this? 7 of the last 9 games for the Royals to the over. The Jays, here are their last 8 games. 14, 15, 12, 11, 10, 11, 21, and 11. Let's take the over 9.5. You're welcome. All right. Now, we know when we get to the final spot of the show, it's very, very important. And sometimes I feel like maybe today is one of those days where people are getting into the summer. You're not really feeling it yet. You don't have good attitudes. But here, we always do. So, Zack Attack, we always have our energy up. Bring us home, big boy.
All right, we're going to go with an MLB player prop today with John Gray over 4.5 strikeouts. It's moved slightly. It's at minus 105 now, but I'm going to go against statistical trend here. I think you just said it earlier, Coach. Scared money doesn't make any money. I'm going to go against statistical trend here with Gray. At home, phenomenal pitcher, 2 starts only, but he's averaging 10 strikeouts. On the road, 6 games so far, he's averaging just 4 strikeouts. Then you have the Cleveland Guardians. They are an MLB best when it comes to strikeouts. They rank the best in Major League Baseball, but I'm going to go against that trend here. Like I said, John Gray's velocity was up his last outing against the Tampa Bay Rays. He had 12 strikeouts, throwing a 95, 96 mile-an-hour fastball. I think you can ride him here today on a low prop offering and take his over 4.5 strikeouts.
Man, I love this play. Man, you guys found so many great nuggets today. Allison in the chat says, Coach loves overs, and so do I. Allison, we love having you around every single day. And because of fans like you, we're coming up with a very special something we're going to do this summer because we had our guy yesterday. I believe his name is Michael. And we gave him an opportunity to come on the show. But he had hit 7 out of 10 because he said, I'm a 70% capper. I said, prove it. It came down to that Rangers game. It was the Rangers he had, and he would have been on the show today. and they lose in extra innings, give up 3 in them. That's sports betting. Can you believe that happened? That was his last play, was that Rangers game yesterday. I feel so bad. We're going to do something. I just don't know what it is yet, but we can't just hand out opportunities unless you earn it here on the show. We all know that. All right. Jeweler, show your face. Because this man has been low-key a savage. What do we have for the gym today, sir?
Well, today we are going to go with France on the 3-way money line. That's another pick Martin Green is on for the site. Spoiler alert. They played in the same Nations League group back in 2020. France beat Croatia 4-2 at home and then 2-1 away. Les Bleus have never lost to the Croats. So we're hoping that trend continues and we'll take them to get it done in regulation. Then we're also going to take the alternate over for Avalanche Oilers, alternate over 5.5. Colorado has scored 16 total goals in 3 games this series. The Oilers are 59% to the over this season at home. You put those two together, that's plus 204 for just a little Jeweler's Gym parlay today.
Yeah, just a little taste today. I like it, though. That's a nice little 2-way Monday play. Ease our way into the week. Jeweler, thank you very much. Get that sunscreen on. Boy, our man Jeweler went out to the beach this weekend. Getting in work, surfing, body surfing. By the way, Matthew Dudley in the chat says, Coach, you give me that chance, I'll hit 8 out of 10. It's always easier until you get put under the hot red lights and you got to perform. All right, we're going to come up with something for y'all you at home. We're going to give opportunities out to be here live on the show, just like my cappers who have earned it. I didn't give them anything. They've earned it. You'll have to earn it at home, too. Now, here is the recap, and it looks glorious. Zack Attack on John Gray. Johnny B's on the Red Sox. Allie on the D-backs. Andrew Gambas early play. Now, we saw somebody in the chat said that this play, Garcia's already gone up in the last 5 minutes. Cash with the coach. We're going to go Royals over 9.5 with the Blue Jays today. And then from the site, SportsLine, become a member. Croatia, France, both teams to score. That's for Martin W. Green. And AB has the day off for the show, but always working East Carolina on money line minus 145. There's only one thing left to do. And let's take our positive attitudes into this week of work, into this week with your families. If your kids are now home from school, spend time with them. Do things with your family. It's all that's important. This just is fun. This isn't serious. This isn't life. You've got a life. Live it. Be positive. Lift each other up. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. And for the person in the chat that said no shouting today, you've clearly come to the wrong brand. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, I love them all. Alabama, Johnny B, the bullpen, Zack Attack, and of course the jeweler on the 1s and the 2s, always running the brand. I am the coach. Sometimes when you feel down, just flip it. Just flip it. And let's do that today, right here on the Early Edge. Good luck.